From being a bellboy, being a glass boy where you collect glass in nightclubs, to making the rich list.
You have really researched that, right?
It's not like you made some bad decisions.
I made some bad decisions. And you know, as the saying goes, there must be so much shit on the wall, some of it must be true. Getting rid of internet stalking became a very profitable side of my business. Because there's millions of people out there whose lives are being ruined.
Of course.
And it's not true. My heart attack and being attacked at home was the best thing that ever happened to me. I have a great deal of sensitivity towards how people are feeling. So in a meeting, I can tell you who's bought your idea. The difference between you and I is that most of my life is behind me, with you most of your life's ahead of you.
Let me ask you a question. What does retirement look like to you?
Death.
So without further ado, I'm Radin Jerome. Wherever you are in your life or wherever you're going, whether financially, spiritually, or for your health, I hope you're on your way. Now let's get into it.
Dariush, you're a venture capitalist, you're a philanthropist, speaker, motivator. I guess my first question is, tell me something about you that I can't find on the internet.
I suffer from athlete's foot. No, I mean, that's as personal as it gets, right? So you can't get on the
I feel like you want to talk about that. Is there something you want to talk about?
No, because I'm wearing black today and I put athlete's foot powder and I've got white all over my pants. So
it's okay, they can't see.
Yeah, it was a good fashionable choice.
Yeah.
Something that is not on the internet. I'm an amazing dad.
Yeah.
I'm an amazing dad.
Yeah.
My kids tell me,
Yeah.
and then I give them $100 each. My joy is to be a great ambassador for my family name, and to be the best dad I could ever be for my kids.
Mm-hmm.
That you don't get on the internet much.
Yeah. I agree with that. I agree with that, by the way. You know, reading into your story, doing my research about you, you've had such a crazy life. I think they need to make a movie out of it. If I was to compare your life to a movie, it would be The Pursuit of Happiness.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, been there, done it,
Yeah.
cried to that movie.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I think
Yes.
your life really reminds me of that. I mean, from being a bellboy, from being collect glassy.
You have really researched that, right? Going back a while.
And I also know you got dance moves. From being a glass boy where you collect glass in nightclubs, from working as a waiter to making the rich list, having over 600 staff and being worth 100 million, then to losing it all and willingly losing it all, by the way. You gave it away. It's not like you made some bad decisions.
I made some bad decisions.
Did you?
Yeah. May I?
Of course, please.
I was too honest, and when I had a heart attack, I actually told the buyers of some of my businesses that why I was leaving, and I was going to leave on that date. So the buyer gave me 10% deposit, and he charmed me, saying, "Give the keys to the business. You don't have to. We'll cover the rent while you're thinking of going." Da, 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 da. And he didn't pay me the 90. So he gazumped me, and I made bad business decision. I was so focused on coming to Dubai, I didn't think that this guy could actually screw me for 90% balance. And he said, "Sue me." But I was so committed to coming, I just walked away, because I thought suing him and staying in England would have just been my final straw. I would have died. So I just thought to survive and to live again, I need to just burn my boats, burn my bridges. So I kind of could have had more if I made better decisions. But then this guy, just paid me 10%, took away most of my businesses and didn't pay the 90.
I think because you were in I feel like you were in such a desperate mind state at the time to get out of England, that in a clear frame of mind, you wouldn't have made that decision.
Absolutely. And also when you're an optimist and you're a good person, it's a combination of, you can't see somebody being so evil. You can't see somebody so being unfair. To take somebody, 17 years I had these health clubs. Somebody's just going to take it away and not pay you for it.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, and then I was leveraged. I had a £30,000 case against the tax people, and I didn't know this, it's a 200-year law or something in England. If you have a case, or the taxman's got a case against you, I had hundreds of £1,000s in my bank account, and the whole case was £30,000. And I said to my accountant, just pay it. He goes, no, it's unfair. Let's go to court and we'll win. Now, the moment they put that case date in the London Gazette, you have to, it's an old English law, the government have to put it in the London Gazette, the banks freeze your account.
Wow.
So suddenly I had no money to access. So they froze my account. This guy's gazumped me. I can't pay the 30,000. I was just screwed. And I was trading from cash. So the cash that we were getting that day, I was paying salaries. The cash, you know, it was horrible. It really
I can see
horrible.
why you had the 2 heart attacks. That's a lot of pressure.
The last heart attack I had was 3 years ago in New York. But the first one was, it was just, I felt like the tax system, first of all, I don't mind paying for something when I believe in it. But when you're paying, you can't even trust them to build a bridge. You can't trust them to cover the potholes on your street. And then you're paying 45% tax, then you're paying national insurance, then you're paying value-added tax. I felt I worked 29 days in a month, and then the last day was for me.
Yeah.
It was like a noose as an entrepreneur. And that's just the way it was. My heart attack and being attacked at home was the best thing that ever happened to me, because that made me just burn all my boats and leave.
And I think that we should probably mention that story, because that desperate mind state that you were in to get out of England and to sign everything away was a result of you being robbed. You had intruders that came into your house, had a knife to your neck. One of the guys was saying, slit his throat.
Let me cut him.
Yeah.
Even then I was thinking, what is let me cut him? I didn't really, and then afterwards he was just like, let me cut his throat, right? He goes, let me cut him. Cut what, right? So, is there a ribbon you want to cut? So, when you're going through that situation, you don't think how severe the situation is. All I wanted to know was, all I was hoping that my daughter didn't open the door and see what was going on, because that would have really scarred her.
Of course.
The fact is, I had a business. I made the wrong choices. The franchisee, was a guy in Liverpool, was rogue. And I if I was expanding my business, I was short of cash, and I thought the best way to scale is to open franchises. Because franchises pay you a big lump sum, and you can have a regular income from their income. So I had an idea called 3D Kids, where we took 3D images of children at school and put them inside crystal glasses. And within 6 months, I saturated the whole UK market. But then the cameras were 24,000 euros, the laser equipment was 250,000 euros, and we're running to full capacity, working 24 hours a day. So the best way to franchise, and these people came, offered me money, and I took on the franchise, and one of them was a guy from Liverpool. Now, I should have known, because he would say, don't send me a text message, put it in this software. And I was like, why was he? Because he didn't want any traces of where the money was coming from. So I think what happened was, the money, his source of money came from a wrong place. They said, pay us. And he said, Dariush has your money. So they came to my house.
I see.
So he was kind of, they kind of knew me, if that makes sense. Knew of me. Sorry.
They always say people in Liverpool are up to no good.
I'm a Liverpool fan, so I love Liverpool. No, you get bad people anywhere. When I came to Dubai, I thought, I'm not going to be racist. I'm not going to generalize. I'm not going to call this. Unfortunately, some nations, for some reason, everyone I've hired, they've been naughty people. So I'm not going to tell you what nations, but it's sad, really, really sad.
And do those people are they still in prison? Do you know where they are?
No, you know what was shocking? That's another reason I left. Is because they only got 6 months house arrest.
Wow.
They said, we only went to scare him.
Oh my God. That's
no reason to break into somebody's house at knife point, ruin his life, and get 6 months. They got tagged, or whatever you call them, braces in the ankles. I had to be home at 6.
That's not justice.
And then when they were at home, they were building websites against me, saying Dariush is this, Dariush is that. All lies, of course. So I would come here with no money. I would meet you. We'll get on. We'll decide to start tomorrow. I was super excited. You call up next morning and cancel, because you search the internet and find some rubbish. And as the saying goes, there must be so much shit on the wall. Some of it must be true. And then I had to justify. And the moment I found I had to justify who I was and my story. It was depressing. It was soul destroying, you know. And thank God that was really bad, because people are judging you without knowing you, and that was affecting my income. So now I just don't do that anymore. And looking at getting rid of internet stalking became a very profitable side of my business, because there's millions of people out there whose lives are being ruined.
Of course.
And it's not true, and you know that it's not fair. So
jealousy is real. You know, people would go out of their way to badmouth you to not get ahead, instead of building themselves up. They
say when you point a finger, there's three fingers pointing back at yourself, right? And I think it's a lot easier to be hateful than look in the mirror and evaluate your own weaknesses and insecurities. And it's so sad. Again, we're having a conversation, it's about abundance. You can have it all. You don't have to screw somebody to win. You know, that's why I don't like these programs like Apprentice, because it's so ill. The way they run it is like, we gang up against this person to eliminate him, so makes us go to the semi-finals or the finals.
Yeah.
And that's really wrong. Business isn't like
Correct.
that. They could collectively all do well. You don't have to eliminate people to succeed.
Correct. You know, that's correct. I agree with you. That's how business should be run, but not all businesses are run like that. You know, when I'm, let's say I'm having a meeting with my team, I always speak last, because I will know there's some people that will try to kiss my ass, and they will go, oh, well, I'm going to be quiet and see what his opinion is, and I'm going to align myself with him. And then I don't get the truth. So I let everyone talk, and then I can see everyone's points before I then go, this is what we'll do.
That's
and then
brilliant.
if my business partner doesn't agree with my decisions, or if I don't agree with his decisions, when we leave, if I say A, he says B, and we decide on B, when we leave, and if B is a mistake, we don't say, I told him to do A. We don't do that. That's treasonous. When we come out of the room, we say, no, B's the decision we're going to go for. We all have the one direction.
That's good.
And that's why I think we've been able to do well. Yeah.
I think one of the challenges is that people judge others from the past experiences. So somebody can walk in and it triggers things in the management, and they already decided that this guy's not going to be, or this girl's not going to be loyal, this girl's not going to be having a positive input, they're not going to be hardworking, and we judge based on our past experiences. So when I employ someone, I say to them, hey, listen, have I had people steal from me? Yes. Have I had people lie to me? Yes. Have I had people cheat on me? Yes. But the moment you start, I'm giving you a fair playing ground. I'm not going to bring my past experiences onto the table and judge you by it, because it's not fair. But why are you bringing your past experiences with horrible bosses, horrible companies into this playing field? And they all go, yeah, you're right. But then unfortunately people do.
Yeah, of course. It's like relationships.
Yes.
You know, people come to the next relationship with their previous relationship trauma.
And they don't give a chance to the new relationship because they're still feeling the pain and hurt.
Correct. If you like this video, consider subscribing. We do weekly podcasts with experts in every industry to help you find direction and guide you on your way. Now let's get back into it. I want to ask you, you have Gladiators Academy.
Yes.
And you have Arena Capital.
Yes.
What is your, if you call any of my friends right now and ask them what's Radin's favorite movie, they'll tell you Gladiator. Since day one, my favorite movie has always been Gladiator.
Amazing.
I know you're a history guy. What's your interest to do with the Roman times?
First of all, do you know they interviewed Ridley Scott, who was the director of the movie, and he asked the audience, or the people who were interviewing him, says, do you know what Gladiator is about? Okay, and they all gave various answers. So I'm going to ask you the question. The movie Gladiator, what is it about? What's the core of the story?
A slave breaking free.
Correct, but that's not the core of the story. Do you know what it is?
Tell me.
It's a love story. He loses his wife, loses his son, sacrifices his life to get back with them again.
Yeah.
Beautiful, isn't it? It's a love story.
Yeah.
But it's got a twist to it. It's got I would have thought, slavery, works hard, is set free, leader of men. But it's a love story. Yeah. Amazing, isn't it?
No, now that you say that, I kind of see it. Water. I kind of see it. That is a love story, and it's just such a
He's prepared to die.
Such a emotional movie,
isn't it?
Such an emotional movie.
Hopefully, the second one's going to be as good as the first.
Do these look familiar to you?
Condoms.
You know,
Did you buy my mugs?
I bought your mugs.
Was it you who bought them? On Amazon?
On Amazon.
Where do you live? Silicon
Downtown.
Oasis.
Downtown.
Oh, no, when did you buy these?
I was actually on a plane going to Turkey when I bought these.
You're joking.
Yeah.
On Amazon?
Yeah.
And who delivered them to you?
I wasn't home. It was at the door. I was in Turkey.
No.
Yeah.
How long ago?
Maybe 3-4 days ago.
You're kidding.
Thank you, sir.
I'm proud of you.
So I thought if we're going to have water, we might as well have water the right way.
Absolutely. Don't you think we should have washed it first before?
Wait. You're the manufacturer of these.
Shit's inside.
You're the manufacturer of these. How dirty
poison me.
Yeah.
Thank you, brother.
You're the manufacturer
I'm
of these.
impressed.
Are you telling
very
me?
Impressed.
Well, I got one more surprise at the end.
It has come from China, so here we go.
I mean,
You have fresh COVID inside.
it's not from Wuhan, is it?
I don't know. Possibly.
Cheers.
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 Cheers, boss.
Cheers.
Don't drink and drive.
Yeah. Tastes
It does
clean.
taste good, yeah. It does
Tastes
taste
clean.
good, yeah.
Right. So you've always washed it before you had it, hey?
I think you should. But anyway, it's too late.
Here we are. So,
Very impressed.
yeah. Well, I've got one last surprise.
I
at
made
the end.
about
You got-
10 dirhams out of you. That's really good. Really good.
Well, that's why I wanted to see you if I could get my money back.
I want to know, how come I don't know about this sale in Dubai, yeah?
Well, you've got that many sales.
I should know all my numbers.
You've got that many
It's
business.
actually funny because
Yeah.
these are the top selling
Is it?
mugs. I don't know why. And then when the suppliers sold them, I said, who will want these with a brown thing? But they're the ones that are selling most.
What else do you sell?
Candles, scents, all sorts of things. Books.
I like this because when I put it on the table, it doesn't make. I don't have to go
mark.
slow.
Yes.
You know?
yes. Yeah, and also the heat. It doesn't mark the table.
Sure.
So yeah, we got my notebooks are selling because I've got like Gladiator notes in there. So that your diary.
Sure.
Diaries.
Sure. So you got these Gladiator seminars.
Used to.
You had one yesterday.
And no, I was just a speaker.
Oh, you're the speaker.
I was just a speaker. It
Got
was
ya.
very nice people actually, and no, I was just acting as an investor.
Yeah.
And I was talking about what people are looking for what businesses they're looking for when they're investing.
Yeah.
So it went quite well. I go to Rome twice a year, every year. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
And I discover new things. I love Italy, and maybe one
Yeah.
day I'll go and move to Italy. One thing, thank you so much. I'm done, thank you. One thing I liked about Gladiator was he was constantly knocked back. He was it kind of resonated with my life story.
Yeah.
And then I realized that as gladiators go, the more people they entertained, the closer to freedom they got.
Yeah.
And then I know in the modern world, the more, I don't know, tickets to your concert you sell, the richer the musician you are. The more cinema tickets you sell, the richer the actor you are. So I was thinking, we're just the same things, just different industry, and we modernized what gladiatorship is because we don't go killing each other anymore. However, why has the world become so soft? Because we don't make effort. You know, like when I was your age, when I wanted to go out and find a girl, I had to go to 10 different clubs and bars.
Right, now you just swipe.
You swipe. And they don't appreciate it. People can't keep relationships going because it's coming too easy at them. You know, I advertise for a job, and every Tom, Dick and Harry sends their CVs. And in the job description, it says, send an attached heartfelt letter. Don't send your CV without one, so I get to know you. 99% just send the CVs. They can't even be bothered reading
it.
the description of the requirements. Sad.
Yeah.
So I brought Gladiator Mastery because to be successful, you don't need rocket science. You need a few honed-in skills, practiced and rehearsed regularly, so you becomes your strength. You just practice those, and you become successful in life. Not all about money. In life.
And it's a lot of core fundamentals that people are forgetting. You know.
Absolutely.
Punctuality. You know, professionalism.
Word of mouth.
Yeah.
Sorry, your word, your commitment,
Yeah.
your honor. Nothing. Your legacy, your behavior.
Finish this sentence. I became rich when I understood blank.
People. I was brought up around women. My father died when I was 3.5, 4. My grandfather died when I was 7. So I was surrounded by women, which means that I've become more sensitive to people's feelings and emotions. So although I'm a kind of a dark male, strong male person, I have a great deal of sensitivity towards how people are feeling. So in a meeting, I can tell you who's bought your idea, who's really engaged. When I'm talking to a client, I can read their mind. Are they just saying it? Is it a smoke screen? I can sit in your store, and when a client walks in, I can tell you what their internal dialogue is. What are they feeling when they walk into a store? And how we can break that and get them to like and trust you. And that served me really well. So when no matter who comes into my office, they tend to cry.
Wow.
Because what I say resonates with their gut, and right here something triggers, and the guy's like, honestly, I've had like a 6'6" American basketball player comes in and goes, "What's the tissue?" So because everybody comes here cries, I'm not going to cry. 10 minutes later, he's crying away.
Crying.
Give me another box. So it's not because they're sad or happy. It's just something resonates, right? And then you can't control. You can't control that emotion. So knowing people, to me, is that because you need people to work with, sell to, buy from, build a team, build a company.
Do you think that's what makes you different from the next business person?
Optimism. I'm very, very optimistic. Incredibly optimistic, because I look at people and complaining and moaning and like we said, looking at scarcity. And I think you have no idea how tough life can be. So optimism is really important. And I think that's why I'm different. I look at opportunity everywhere. Everywhere.
Being raised by women, obviously you have probably a stronger intuition set of skills than the normal person.
That's sixth sense. Or
yeah. You can kind of smell someone's attitude.
Correct.
You know that this person's trying to rip me off or something.
Correct.
Do you think that's what makes you different from the next entrepreneur? Because in Marcus Aurelius' book, in Meditations, he said, to run a society, you have to have a logical mind. And everybody knows women are more emotional and men are more logical.
They're better leaders.
Correct.
Women are better leaders.
You being a man, naturally you're logical. But being raised by women, you've also got that strength of having that intuition.
To be honest with you, actually, I can lead people, but then business is all about consistency, okay? And I'm not consistent because I'm all and I leave a trail of mess behind me. To have a successful business, you need somebody who clears the mess behind you, puts systems in place. And I've been blessed enough to have Ali, my son, because he's the guy who goes to work every single day, fixes things, attention to detail, systemizes things. I sign you up, I don't want to see you again. I want to sign the next deal.
Yeah, correct.
But then he'll come and see you every single month, make sure he continues to improve the productivity of your business, makes you more money. So it's that yin-yang that's made us successful. So without him, I'll be nothing.
You need that.
You need that in business. It's consistency.
When I was in sales, I had to hire a personal assistant because of that. I wanted to focus on the next sale because it stroked my ego. Getting the sale was the thing. Men need to...
Getting the sale is the biggest aphrodisiac.
Yes, correct.
Because you're converting someone. They didn't wake up in the morning, they wanted to spend money with you.
Yeah.
You converted them to spend money with you, the hard-earned money, because you raised the hope.
Yeah.
They believed in you, they trusted you, and now the ball's in your court to deliver.
I had clients that I've already signed coming back with the minorest issues. I could just fix it. I could just do this and this. I didn't even reply to them. They would go to the next person saying, "We've tried calling him a few times, doesn't get back to us. Can you please sign us and do this?" Yeah, sure, and he signs them. I didn't care. I was like, the aphrodisiac is gone for me on this one. I'm on to the next.
What happens is you kind of care, but then it piles, right?
Yeah.
And then it's just so overwhelming, then you decide just to forget it, move on.
Yeah.
So you kind of do care because you know eventually it'll catch up with you.
Yeah.
Right? So it's that little, gravel in your shoe. Yes? It keeps bothering you until you're bleeding.
Yeah.
And your quality of life suffers. But at the beginning, all you have to do is take your shoe off and take the stone out. But by avoiding it, it will eventually ruin your life, quality of life.
Yeah, and I had to learn that the hard way. Then I had to go and hire people, give them service, because I'm not really giving service. I'm signing them and moving on.
You're 33. The difference between you and I is that most of my life is behind me. With you, most of your life's ahead of you. Right? So I value time differently to most young people. I can't waste it. Right? So You're blessed to have all these skills and lessons, and you're only 33. It's a blessing. Congratulations.
You think so?
Absolutely.
Appreciate that.
Absolutely. Your future, I can guarantee your future is even brighter than today.
I appreciate that. What's your typical day look like as a CEO?
Actually, I don't feel I am a CEO anymore. Okay. So because now I'm in a position whereby I worked my ass off for 40 odd years. Now I just do whatever I want to do with whoever I want to do, go wherever I want to go, and I don't do more than 2 appointments a day, and they have to be quality. So today you won, and I had another one. I had another one this morning, but it's wife's birthday, so I just cancelled it. But they have to bring value and quality to my life. I just don't entertain it.
Sure.
So the day at the moment is not hard, but I'm flying everywhere around the world.
Yeah.
I see opportunity. Have the most amazing PA. She deals with all my stuff. So maybe I've lost a little bit of inspiration. Maybe I'm a bit too comfortable. I want to make myself a little bit more uncomfortable to find another something to. But then I'm 57. Do I have the energy? Should I put the energy into more quality of life? Because we all work for something, don't we? Right? I have that something. Why do I want to work anymore? I can just enjoy life and experience. Because life is all about moments and experiences.
Let me ask you a question. What does retirement look like to you?
Death.
Okay.
Death. Because when you retire, it's actually proven that most people that retire die within 5 years.
No, but what does it look like to you? Because I would argue...
I'll never retire because I'm always growing.
I would argue right now the lifestyle you're living for me would be retirement. To be a philanthropist and to do things I enjoy.
Retirement is actually you don't do anything, right? But what I do is I absolutely love learning.
Yeah.
I love growing. And here's the thing, the moment you retire your mind. When your mind stops growing, you die. So financially, it's a beautiful life. I'll tell you, I bought a boat a couple of years ago. We had a house in Thailand, Phuket, and our house is beautiful on the water. It's like one of 5 houses in the whole of Southeast Asia that was on the water. So I bought this boat. I was here. The boat got delivered in Thailand. I don't like water. It was just ego. I have a house on the water. Might as well buy a boat, right?
Yeah.
I don't even like the sea. And I went to Thailand. I was so excited. Ran onto the boat. Looked at my next door neighbors, and he had a bigger boat. And I was like, oh my God. And I was depressed.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, actually, have a look. 2 doors away from him, the guy's got a bigger boat than my next door neighbor. So there's always going to be somebody with nicer holidays, nicer cars, nicer boats, nicer. So you really have to be happy within. That's success. And never retire. Always grow, always challenge yourself. But then challenge yourself for the right reasons, not through desperation. Okay? Challenging yourself for growth is totally different to challenging yourself to pay the rent. It's not inspiring.
No.
Yes. I just do anything to grow, to help, to spread the right values, help people who didn't have the help I needed when I was young. Yeah, so Gladiator movement now has got 1.5 million followers. Can you believe it?
Wow.
Started this 8 years ago.
Jesus.
Over 1.5 million followers
1.5 million already.
already, and people all over the world message me on a daily basis saying I'm changing their lives, and I'm like, wow, for the better.
Yeah, of course.
And I get inspired.
Is that your life purpose? Is that your life mission? Giving back? Helping?
My life's mission is that 3 generations down the line, my children's grandchildren look back and think we're on the right path because we followed our great granddad's principles, right? So that's the only thing you leave behind, your legacy, right? And I just want them to. I didn't have that. I don't have any recordings, anything of my father. So I always created this heavenly angel father. I'm sure he was human. He had his own faults and everything else, but I always want to be loads of data and information and my messages all over the internet, so future generation can look back and think he was a decent human being. I'm not going to let his name down. That's his legacy. He helped people. I want to do the same thing. He did good. I want to do the same thing.
Yeah, and also to be proud of the surname.
Yeah. Exactly. Absolutely.
How do you approach risk-taking decisions in business?
If I can sleep at night, is risk worth taking? If I take a risk and I lose sleep, and I have done those, and I sometimes do, because it slips through their hand, I think it's not worth taking, right? So you're going to lend money, it's going to be money you can lose. If you're going to invest in something, it's money that you can lose. But then if you're going to lend people money and then expect to get something back, and you need to, pay school fees, and that money's gone to stupidity, that's a risk it's not worth taking. And I've done those as well. I lent a guy 7 years ago $1 million dirhams, and he gave me his house deed, he gave me a check, his check bounced. I went to his house, he sold it, and I'm sure he doesn't think about me, but for 7-8 years it consumed me. So how could I just said yes to the guy when I could have just easily said no? Could have been my children's inheritance. I could have multiplied that money many times over, but I said yes because somewhere along the way the guy was very smart, got through my heart, and my heart overrode my mind, and I gave him the money. Yeah, I shouldn't have done that.
Good thing. The good thing about living in Dubai is obviously he's going to be held accountable. Did they take him to prison?
Very, very. He's been in prison 3 times.
Okay.
And every time his family phone up crying that how can he pay you back if he's in prison? So I help him get out of jail, and then he disappears again.
Oh no.
So, and then the funny thing is, he kind of replies to my messages any minute, any week now, any month now. So I've literally got it on my reminders. So every month send him a message saying, I'm not going to wait, And then sometimes he phones you and says, oh, sorry, I didn't take your call because I was in a mosque. And I'm like, how can you go to the mosque? How can you pray? How can you, what is your God telling you? Yes, that you can do this to people. And he just ignores me. I said, you call yourself a Muslim? I said, let's meet. I haven't met him for like 4 years. And he goes, I don't meet in Starbucks because it's Jewish owned. I'm like, are we missing our values here somewhere? Yes.
Wow.
That it's okay as a Muslim to screw someone, but it's not okay to have coffee in Starbucks. I think they're messed up values.
You deal with a lot of high-profile individuals, high net worth individuals.
Yes.
What's the main difference that you see between billionaires and millionaires?
Billionaires are mindset. If you look, the ability to fix bigger problems and look forward to it is the key. I believe that life is like a game of poker. The skill set is the same. But then if you are playing on a $5 table and you get nervous when somebody goes all in on $15, okay, you're not going to make it on a $5,000 table. Okay, so the skills are the same. The skills don't change. It's just a mindset of not worrying too much about going all in. Look at Elon Musk. He was 30 and it was worth $300 million. And he risked it all. And last minute, the American government saved him. Now he's the richest man on the planet. And because he managed, and he fixes bigger problems than anybody else because he wants to fix humanity. He wants to fix Earth. These are big problems he's fixing. Hence, he's the richest man on the planet. Yeah,
the biggest problems you solve, the more financial return you get.
Absolutely. So I think that's the difference.
I appreciate you making time to do a podcast with us today. I know you're a busy man. We like to finish off every podcast by asking our guests the same question. Dead or alive, you could have a dinner party with 3 people. Who would they be and why? Now, it's a dinner party, so they're all together.
Dinner party with 3 people. Okay, really good one. I like it. I like that question.
Thank you.
Can I answer it on the part 2 of this podcast? No, I'm just saying. I like to actually Elvis.
Yeah.
Elvis is one.
I've had Elvis before.
Have you?
Yeah, you're the second one.
Albert Einstein. And my dad.
Beautiful.
And my dad.
Beautiful.
I'll do anything to have 2 minutes with him.
Yeah. Because you never really got to meet him, did you?
Never got to meet him. Just, you wonder, I'm not going to cry, you wonder...
If you cry, it's okay, it's a good
if he's proud of me. Yeah. If he's proud of me, and all we seek, end of the day, it all comes to love. Everything we do, whether it's to date the opposite sex, whether it's to employ people, it ultimately comes to love. Okay, and who can love you more than your parents? And if you lack that in life, it's a big hole in your life missing. So unfortunately, I've had that hole in my life all my life. So you don't want to know, if your dad was alive, would he be proud of you?
Oh, he would be.
Thank you.
He definitely would be.
Thank you so much. I think so.
Of course he would be.
Never a morning I wake up thinking I'm going to take advantage of everyone, I'm going to screw someone. It's always, who am I going to help, who am I going to inspire, how can we do great good?
Yeah, absolutely. I bought you something. I know you and I both have the same, interest in the Gladiator history and the Roman Empire.
Okay.
I got you a coin from the Roman Empire, which is 1,600 years old.
No, you're joking.
If you like this video, consider subscribing. We do weekly podcasts with experts in every industry to help you find direction and guide you on your way. Now let's get back into it.
So when you were buying my cups...
Yeah, give us a
Thank you so much. So tell me about this.
Okay, so that's...
You are joking.
I'll send you all the details. Can you just imagine the amount of hands that this has gone through? If you show the camera, just so I can...
Which camera?
Middle one.
Absolutely amazing. And the weight of it, what is it?
It feels like copper, doesn't it?
Absolutely beautiful.
1,600 years old.
Wow, so it was almost at the end of the Roman Empire.
Yeah.
I wonder who this is.
Yeah.
I'm going to Google
So you already have one of these?
No, not these. I have a silver one from Greek time, Alexander the Great, which is about 3,000 years ago.
Yeah.
But then I didn't realize there's so many of them around. There's about, I think, about 10,000 of them around.
Yeah.
I just thought I got this one in them.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, it's money, right? So
this is really good. This is really good condition.
It's a very good one. That one was one of the best ones they had.
Oh, you're a gentleman. Thank you so much. My 15-year-old son is really into coins, so we went to London, and we went to a special coin place, and we bought a coin from Genghis Khan as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
Genghis Khan.
Yeah. So we got these coins with great leaders from the past.
Yeah.
That's incredible. Thank you.
Absolutely
touched.
I'm glad you like it.
If you can send me any information from it, I'll really appreciate it.
Yeah, I will. I'll send you the link.
Wow.
But there's not many of them, so every coin has their own story. But I think because I've bought it, they've taken the listing down, so I have to go and I'll email them. I'll email them and get the information for you.
Thank you so much. Absolutely beautiful.
Absolutely. Appreciate your time. Thanks for coming on the pod with us.
We should do this again if you want.
Absolutely. I'd love to.